What's up? We're back. Sorry, Nerdy was actually calling Obama. Nerdy, what did Obama have to say?
Oh, he personally thinks that yeah, I think he believes that Oxy's going to take the win, just statistically speaking. He did the analysis, and in his opinion, he just thought that there's just unfortunately no chance for Danny.
Well, let's look at our player card stats, see if Obama's statistical analysis holds up. Oxy 1105 ranked average. They're even on a win-loss. 60% win rate over the course of the season. I think I remember Oxy having like a 70% win rate last season. I don't know if you remember that.
I remember that. No, I
Obviously, we
do.
don't
I
have
do.
like the season
68%, I believe,
season 2
if I
cards or
if I
something,
recall.
but
Maybe
I think
70%. Yeah, maybe
I think
you're
Oxy's
right.
stats, at least for the win rate, were a little better. But yeah, I mean, this is only 270 games. We did see, I mean, Papler had like 900. Um, but I think this ranked average time is better. Low 11. I think again, people have just been getting better over the last few months. So it's just very possible that if everyone gets better, it's harder to consistently win. You know. So
Yep.
60 is maybe equivalent to what 65 used to be or something. I don't know. Let's look at Danny. What's Danny's ranked average? Win percentage. Ranked average a minute slower. That's a bit of a yikes. Maybe where Obama got his statistical calculations from, where he derived the
I
result.
believe that was I think that was the intel he was referring to. Yeah.
Could be. Win percent, very similar as well, though. 57, 60%, pretty similar. Similar amount of ranked games being played. 300. Are you saying Obama? Yes, guys. Nerdy was on the phone with Obama during the break. That's why we had to extend the break a little bit. Obama just wouldn't want to stop talking to Nerdy. Nerdy had to be like,
Yeah, me and
no,
Barack go
no,
way
I have
back.
to go. I have to go. And Obama was like, wait, wait. I'm going to miss you. And Nerdy was that game where it's like, no, you hang up. No, you hang up. Obama really
Yeah,
didn't want to hang up. Nerdy had to kind of do it to him there at the end.
yeah. What can I say?
Yeah. But, I mean, again, like I was saying with the playoffs analysis, I don't know if Obama specifically had access to the past brackets, but both of these runners have had literally like the exact same results in every playoffs. The only time they've met season 1, 10 months ago, Danny won 3-0, but again, that was 10 months ago.
Yep.
I don't even think we knew what all the Bastion types were 10 months ago. So there's been a lot that's changed in the meta
True.
since then. Players got a lot better. Has Oxy gotten much better? I don't know. This is the best of 3. We'll have to wait and see. And Nerdy, I did a little peeking on the pick bands. We finally get the BT,
The
and we are
variety.
abandoning the Desert Temple in this best of 3. Very sad. Is this the first rematch in playoff history? I don't know. It's possible. I genuinely don't know. I feel like maybe, but there's also just like a lot of the same faces. I'm gonna have a talk with Danny after this match. If he gets to the quarterfinals, I'm gonna have a talk with Danny about banning Temple. See what's up with that. But I mean, if he's not comfortable with Temple, we have seen a lot of people make some pretty bad decisions on Temple seeds relative, to the other player, right? In terms of food, in terms of routing, stuff like that. It's very possible that it's too varied. And if both these runners are confident with their BT skills, playing a lot of ranked, playing a lot of any percent, I don't see a problem with these picks. I'd say Desert Temple and Shipwreck maybe the 2 seeds that I would expect to be banned. So this does just make sense. I think we're ready to get into the game. Whenever we're ready to get into the game, there we go. There we
All
go.
right.
Classic
And
BT
we're
looking for
off.
that spike. Yeah, first BT literally all day. Very, very exciting stuff.
Oxy maybe with a 2-second lead so far. Is that going to carry through? Hey, listen, that would if it was that one RAL match.
Yes, it would. There it is, though. TNT, enough iron, enough food. Exciting stuff. It's just about finding that kelp and then going from there. Nerdy, I know you said Obama thinks that Oxy's going to sweep, but do you believe in the Danny upset as well? He is the lower seeded player, but it is close. Looking at the ending season, I think it says season 4 elo. I think that's just what the players ended at the end of season 3. Danny actually ended at a higher elo, but Oxy had more phase points throughout the months. So maybe a little bit of an up for Danny, but not looking like it at
I
the
could
start
see
of
that.
this first seed. He is pretty behind here. Not by much, but on a BT seed where it's pretty linear, mechanically being behind you by 10, 15 seconds, not the greatest situation. And I don't even know if Danny's in the right ravine here. Is this going to be real? Cranking out the L, it is looking nice as well. Not too far behind. And there's the Bastion spike for Oxy. Fortress looks like it's literally on the way. I'm kidding. That's just a treasure. That's closer than I thought. Both runners looking for the fort. Breaking the spawner is just something you don't want to do in this situation. And Oxy put something in chat, so I think she knows where the fort is. Typed it with a slash in front, so it didn't go into game chat, because you can't just type like southeast fort in the chat, because then Danny would see it. You could try to lie on this seed and just say the wrong thing in chat and maybe confuse your opponent.
Yeah.
Because would they think you did it on purpose? Okay, well, if the fort's like that visibly obvious, I guess not. But maybe on a seed where you can't see the fort, but you just lie and you say a direction. Do you think you could convince the other person to go? Like in this case, it wouldn't make sense because you literally can, like, the fort is so visible. But what if it was like, I don't know. Could it work? There's no rule against it. You can type whatever you want in the game chat as long as it's not like something you couldn't like type in a Twitch chat that would get you like banned. You know what I mean? Like you can't you can't type bad things, but you can like lie about the seed. You do lose time for typing, but I don't know. We've never seen this strategy employed in a ranked playoffs, and I don't know if we ever will. Probably for good reason. A pretty basic treasure route coming out though from both runners. Nothing really to comment on here. Just grabbing the backups, getting the chests. Are they going to have 20? Or are they going to need to go lower? Looks like Oxy has 22 Abby already, I think. Maybe a ton from that left triple. Or yeah, the left double, I should say. There it is. Just 16 pearls for Danny.
Yeah.
I think one more pearl trade and he'd be okay to leave. There it is. He didn't pick it up though. Does he know he didn't pick it up? Yeah, it's in the hole over there. Danny, go save the pearls. There it is. He's going to go. Has one spare fire, has one already popped, but Oxy already at the fort. Few seconds ahead. Wow, Danny threw a bad pearl there but saved it. That was actually smart. Threw a second, like, very delayed pearl to get back to the spawner. Gonna not be great for his food situation, I guess, but isn't gonna lose him that much time. And both these runners doing backwards TNT. I don't know if it's called backwards, like just the one TNT setup, you do it on the back. But it's not really like, can't really blow up a TNT backwards. Backside TNT, that's what it's called. Not backwards.
There you go.
It's his front side blaze bed. Oxy definitely in the lead a little bit here.
Very close though. I mean, this
Yeah.
is one of those things. It's like one of those matches that could totally go either way still.
Yeah, it's very hard to gain time here if you're Danny, but it's also very hard to lose time. So if you're just in a similar situation and you have this time, pre-craft stuff, a lot of this C is going to come down to navving to second portal chords and navving to, like, in the stronghold specifically. That's all it's going to come down to. Three beds, two anchors for Danny, it looks like. First eye for Oxy, 800 away. Maybe 1, 2 pearls in the nether. Oxy barely grabs the eye. That was clutch. And is able to just leave. Has the rods. Even if Danny has the rods, he's just a split behind. Only so much time for him to pick up the pace. I don't know if he can. Oxy almost at chords already. And I mean, yeah, Danny's leaving, but unless he throws, I mean, you could throw a crazy pearl like onto the lava, onto chords here. I don't think Oxy did an amazing job. Oh, Danny left his eye though. Maybe he didn't pick it up. Obviously didn't break. I don't know if he didn't pick it up. Needs these blazes to drop a rod. All 4 of them don't. Wow. That's an insane time loss for Danny. He's just going to leave on 11. Because he knows Oxy's in the stronghold.
Right.
I think it's the right play for sure. Because if you know you're entering the end second, you just basically lose. But he's obviously now banking a lot of the run on a 28% chance to totally be fucked. But Oxy struggling here. No sign of the portal room yet. Not exposed. Not flush with the ground here anywhere. We have no idea where we're going, and Danny is approaching the stronghold. A spike yet for Oxy. Danny gets 1 back right. Oxy gets another spike. How's Danny going to send it down mid here? No extended spike. Skeletons in the way. Rough stronghold, it looks like.
Man, yeah.
Danny now checking the ocean exposed, but he's going to find the same thing that Oxy found, which is nothing, and Oxy finds it. It's a 1 eye.
1 eye. Wow. Okay. Good news for
But
Danny.
it's potentially just going to be too late for Danny.
True. Yeah, true. That's a good point. All right. Oxy would need to choke here. But Obama's prediction might be right. What can I say?
91. Go to 95. Offset 1 should have time here. Yep, a full rotation. Oxy's got enough explosives for sure. At least 4 beds, 2 anchors. 5 beds, 2 anchors. Might have to use this side anchor here, but shouldn't be any more than that. And it's not going to blow up the crystal. Needs 1 more anchor here.
Nice.
But she's good. That one gets the crystal, but it doesn't matter. Gonna clutch the sub 10 as Danny zeros. Danny finds the portal room. It's just unfortunately too late. And wow, Danny pushes to 99 as well. So would have saved a little bit of time on that 0 if the match was a bit closer. But unfortunately, it's not. Danny just lost a little bit too much time in the overworld, in the stronghold, and waiting for that last rod. That was basically it. 42 seconds there on that split, not being able to pick up that last eye, having to kill 4 blazes and none of them drop, and then leaves on 11.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes that's what matters at the end of the day. Missing one small thing like that.
Yeah, but we still got more Minecraft to play. We've seen some comebacks, some Seed 2 and Seed 3 victories from both Priffin and Vstrid, so it is nowhere near over yet for Danny. Not even close. What does this in between? Room Portal or Village? Room Portal Seed 2, Village Seed 3. I mean, shouldn't have that much decision making in Room Portals. Maybe Danny wants, a more linear overworld because he lost a little bit of time in that village or in the buried treasure overworld, I should say. But again, Danny's got to win both the next seeds anyways, so like, does it really matter what you pick here? Not really. Seed selection becomes more important in the best of fives and the best of sevens next weekend, as you can then have, some duplicate seeds, you can win early, things like that. Nerdy, do you think Danny can clutch it?
No. Again, I'm sorry. I just like Obama predicted the 2-0. I can't really go against that, I can't really uh I can't really go against, I can't go against that, you know what I mean?
It's fair. That's fair. I think Danny's got a chance. I mean, I think it was very close. It was just like a couple small decision-making mistakes. Like if Danny nabs that straw just a little better, could be closer. Picks up that last eye a little closer. But it looked like Oxy was just a little bit faster all around. But it was a pretty linear seed. So it'd be interesting to see if there's a little more decision-making in the nether for this one. A little more weird terrain, potentially. I don't know.
Yeah, and but I mean, I do feel like it's definitely possible though that Danny just clutches up. I don't know. I mean, I feel like Danny overall has a pretty good ability to like shake off, a bad seed or whatever, something weird happening like that. So definitely don't feel like it's the end of the world for Danny enjoyers. But it is definitely, Oxy played that. She played that seed pretty well. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. I mean, if Oxy can keep up that level of play, could just be over for Danny. This looks like a very annoying room portal. Never mind. There's 77 nuggets, which is 8 ingots. More than a stack of nuggets. Very, very interesting. Some room portal seeds can be annoying, if you don't get enough for a bucket and a pickaxe in a situation like this. But gonna have enough for a bucket and a pickaxe. Gonna be more so here. Where are we gonna get our food? As the room portal chest had none. Any pigs? Any cows? Any sheep? I guess any chicken, but chicken just feels annoying. Even though I think chicken might be the same as like mutton. I don't actually know. I think no, chicken is definitely annoying because it only drops one chicken. The chicken can't drop 2 chicken. That's why. Without looting. The sheep can somehow multiply and drop 2 mutton. But the chicken only drops 1 chicken. You picking up what I'm putting down, Nerdy?
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I hear your logic.
I'm glad to hear that. But both runners, I mean, getting basically the same exact amount of food. Danny trying to remember how to do the completion. Oxy doing it just slightly faster, so maybe making up a little bit of time here. Danny not grabbing this gold block. Could that matter? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It's an extra 9 trades. It's 3 gold picks. It's a gold chest plate and a golden carrot. It's golden leggings and a heavy pressure plate. Or is the gold one a light pressure plate? Gold one might be a light pressure plate. It is a helmet and a clock. I don't know. Could do a lot with 9 gold. Oh my god, Danny doing some vine parkour. Heading to the bastion. Looking for the fort. Oxy. Looks like this is a stables. Do we have triple chests? I think we have 1. There's some armor, so no need to craft that chest plate. No triple chests. Gonna potentially be awkward here to get 20 obsidian out of this stables. We'll see. But Oxy's starting a left side good gap route, aggroing pigs in the middle. Danny looting up the upper chests, has 16 obsidian already, so not gonna have to worry about that at all. We'll definitely get 4 obby from the trades. And Danny now aggroing for the left side good gap as well. Pigfall versus default route. Oxy doing a good job with Pigfall though. Was supporting Pigfall in chat earlier and didn't seem to take much, if any, damage from Pigfall there. So wasn't a worse decision. I don't know if it was a better decision, but definitely wasn't worse there. Didn't take any damage, so no downside, I guess, to moving the hole a different place. Trading a little different order. But both runners getting through all these gold blocks here, grabbing both the backups up top just to be sure. Oxy, again, will have an extra entire gold block using on trades. Opting to not craft a golden pickaxe and a powered rail with that 9 gold. So could matter. Could be 9 pearl trades in a world. Could also be some gravel, some magma cream, you never know. Anything else interesting you can craft with gold ingots? I feel like I'm out. I feel like powered rail was a pretty crazy comb there. And I feel like I got nothing else. Got powered rail, got clock.
Netherite ingot.
Head pressure plate. Oh, netherite ingot is a good one. That's an OG gold craft. Well, it's not. It's actually not OG.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what are you talking about?
OG, not in the sense of the word at all. But that's a good gold craft. Sort of sticks out. But for the amount that Oxy was ahead heading into this bastion and doing pigfall, it seems to have not worked because Danny is just ahead at the spawner now. Was that, Danny looting the chests in a better order? I'm not sure. Was it other things? But all I know is that from an outside perspective, Danny enters the bastion second, does the default stables gap route, and then leaves the bastion first. So I think pigfall hater is eating very well right now. Was it the reason? I don't know, but
we're gonna call it the reason.
Yeah.
I'm joining on the pigfall hating trend, even though I've never tried the route. I'm joining.
Thank you, Nerdy. Appreciate that.
I do really like the name.
No fires from Oxy. 3 hearts. Alive though. Has food. Should be fun. Danny cranking the blaze bed, so did Oxy. I mean, again, very close in these splits. It's just more so, can you overlap as much as possible while the spawner cycle is going? Can you clear out all the blocks to get 4 blazes every time? And then it's just that's really the only difference. Like the blazes will spawn at the same rate for both players. They'll spawn the same amount for both players, assuming all the same blocks are cleared out and everything. Looks like Oxy measuring on 2 rods. Danny catches that rod. Might have 6. I'm not sure. Danny has 3 crafted and I think 2 in his inventory. So Oxy obviously measuring a little earlier, but doesn't have as many rods. Gets a pearl hang set up to the second portal cords though. Yep, Danny's going to need 1 more rod here. If he wants to pick up the pace and send it through game 3, Oxy needs 3 more rods. Crafts a bow, has no arrows. Not really that big of a deal though. Oxy hit off the fort.
Oh no.
Somehow manages to catch that rod though on the side of the fort. And Danny is now heading to cords. Took a little bit too much damage on the way and seems a little confused as to where he's headed. Oxy just needs one more rod. Gets it from this blaze. Danny's digging down right now. 165, 176. Oxy is close, but not that close. So Danny's going to have a decently sized lead heading into this into the stronghold. But really only 15 seconds, maybe. He's got to find that spike. He's got to get in at the end. Finds a direction. I like going top right here. This looks like the right way. No light source over there for Danny. And Oxy gets a spike in a similar direction. Is it down the water stream? It is. Portal room first for Danny. If he hits the 0, we saw him extend to 99 on the 0 earlier, so he's obviously confident. Can he keep it together under nerves and give us a game 3? Because Oxy is right behind in the portal room. Back cage. Nice pro from Danny. Oxy right behind still as well, though. Danny going to 90. Gets there. Dragon is not flying. If he clutches it, he will win seed 2. Does he have the explosives? 6 beds, 2 anchors at least. He's going to get it done with 6 beds. We're going to see a game 3, Nerdy.
Great
Obama's
stuff.
prediction could be false. That was
Maybe
like
so.
the
Maybe
least
so.
hype thing I possibly could have said. I mean, Oxy hitting the 0 as well, but it's not going to matter. Just a little bit too much time loss getting to the fort somehow was leading in the Bastion. We'll look at the splits, but that was really the only split that mattered. And now, how much of it was pigfall? How much of it was just, different ordering on chests and stuff? I do think it was mainly Danny checking those upper chests first, knowing the amount of obby he had, playing off of that. But I'm a pigfall hater. You know it. So we'll chalk it up to pigfall. But either way, we're getting to game 3. We're getting another Fulham analysis segment. It's going to be very hype. Fulham will be ready in just a minute to break down some things we might have missed in the first couple seeds. Very excited, Nerdy. You think Danny can pull it back, or are you gonna switch your prediction? It's like it's like the Monty Hall thing where you choose a door and then they reveal one that was wrong, and it's like, do you want to switch, or like Deal or No Deal or something? You're like, do you want to switch your case?
I guess I'll stick with Oxy. I'll stick with.
You'll stick with Oxy. You gotta be loyal, I think, Nerdy.
Yeah,
I think that's a good call. I think Fulham is ready in just a second, perhaps. I'm out of ways to stall. I don't have anything else, but he'll be ready very soon. Oh, I guess this is something. We have one more pre-recorded thing for you guys today. Cube's interview was maybe around a minute and a half long, I think. This next thing that we have pre-recorded for you guys is for the next match coming up, the Silver vs. Hacks match. So get excited. I won't spoil anything more. Fulham is ready. We'll get to the mid-match analysis, see what Fulham has to say, and we'll catch you guys back here in a bit.
Chat, what a very, very interesting seed we have just seen. Oxidiot versus Danny, 2 of the closest seeded players that we have, and it seems to be really paying off on the fact that they are truly close, as it does go 1 apiece after 2 seeds. What an interesting one, and what a fun one to watch. Let's start things off. There was not a ton of differing things between these 2 runners across the seeds. Now, a couple of parts were very back and forth, but in the majority of decision making spots, these runners were very, very close. As Oxidiot makes a small difference, she goes for instead the T-Wag route and allows her to be slightly ahead. Danny, as you can see, going for the right shoulder route and using a nice little item elevator trick there to grab up the gold into the hole. I really like that. I wanted to bring that one to light there. Also has to grab these pearls and does notice on the side. Another couple of small deviations between these two runners, but it was rather minimal. As you can see, misses the pearl throw there as the commentators did pick up and is looking for them, spots them, and has to go and grab them here separately. But he does make a really nice clutch as he pearls out of here, is able to pearl up to the spawner in a spot that he may have otherwise potentially missed. As you can see, overshoots the fortress here, and then throws another one at the very final second to make sure that he does land right next to the spawner. Is on low HP, but is able to survive and save quite a substantial amount of time there with that second pearl throw. Something I wasn't able to grab at the end of this seed, unfortunately, a clip where Danny's eye was kind of yoinked by a dolphin, and it did cause him to lose a substantial amount of time after that first portal, allowing Oxy to take the lead going into the end, and Oxy completing seed 1 with a clean 0 cycle. And although Danny was able to get close, there was no cigar for him. And a very similar story when we look into seed 2. It was a very, very similar set of circumstances whereby both runners were able to enter the end, but only one was able to finish the... Well, of course only one was able to finish the 0 cycle first. That's exactly how MCSR ranked works. But it was pretty neck and neck. And even though both of them were able to enter the end and hit the 0, obviously the person who entered the end first was Danny. And that's why we're at a 2-1. I wanted to show this really good pigfall route. I know that the other two are a pigfall hater. And even though I can't do this, I'm a pigfall believer, I have to admit. I do think it seems pretty clever, and if you can turn every bastion into housing, why the hell would you not? You know what I mean? As we can see, an absolute bunch of pigs, takes very little damage, and does extend a little lead as she leaves the this bastion. Oxy is ahead. However, after a couple of strays and a couple of incidents, Oxy does leave the fortress pretty much at the same pace as Danny does, which, you know, is a little bit of a time loss during this, and this could be accounted to with potentially small things like this repeating, but it's a really, really nice save here as a second blaze spawns onto the platform right here. A blaze spawns, Oxy gets meleeed off, yoinks the pearl, throws it at the ground, and only takes 3 hearts of damage, which is really cool. And also is able to pick up this rod, which otherwise would have cost her a lot of time having to come down for. So in reality, you can see it as a task overlap. And even though the bitrate is about 3 on my screen right now, this is Danny's 0 cycle. Enters the end around about 11 or 12 seconds before his opponent. Heads to the back cage here. Is able to pearl up and cleanly finishes off the dragon with a substantial amount of beds in his inventory. There was no real stress as to whether this would be done. 2 anchors as well could have been used. And on 1.5 hearts is able to take this victory and push it to a seed 3. Now, I think both of these runners have been very, very close in these first 2 seeds. They've been very back and forth. And I do think that these are 2 of the closest matched runners. Of course, the commentators said early on that they have very similar elos at the end of the season, very similar seeding, and it is all going to come down to this. And I do think the main way that one of these runners is going to slip up is through a mistake. I think if both of these runners play clean and we don't see any mistakes, it is going to be as close as we've possibly seen, because I think these runners' skill levels are so tight that seconds truly do matter in this upcoming seed. I'm going to pass you guys back over to Feinberg and Nerdy right now, and I will hopefully see you again very shortly.
Another, obviously, W, mid-match analysis to get us hyped for our game 3. I'll be on Team Danny, Nerdy. If you're on Team Oxy, if you're staying with your prediction.
All right.
I think Danny can clutch it out. He's got the momentum. He doesn't have Obama behind him, but I think Danny's got the world behind him. So
He's got HPG behind him, you know?
HPG versus Obama, nerdy. What do you think? We're on our village. Gonna have a lot of food. Maybe potential decisions regarding Flint, Woodlight, things like that. But I'm ready to just get into the match whenever the lobby gets spun up, whenever the runners get queued in. I'm ready to go. I think it's gonna be some great gameplay.
Yeah.
Look at both those
let's do
finish
this.
times as well, like mid nines, 9:32, 9:26. Fast completions from both these runners. We'll have to see. They're in the lobby. Snow Village, Taiga Village. It's gonna be a desert village. You know me. AA enjoyer. It's in a desert. I was right. I never said like, you know what I mean. I'm right. Okay. It's a village in a desert. Desert village. Same thing.
You were pretty close. You were pretty close. I'll give
It's
you
the same thing.
I'll let it slide.
Yeah. Where's the blacksmith though? There it is.
Boom.
Actually finds it. Will we see Golem kill or not? We will. 2 spare iron. Can make shears. Golem will always drop 4. We'll see if that's a play that these runners will opt for. There are the shears from Oxy. Shears from Danny as well.
Boom.
Again, the singular tree. Proven portal gold block for Oxy. You see that? Oh my god, Danny does not know that that's there. Just opting to get wood at a different spot. Oxy again having an extra gold block over Danny in this overworld. Very, very interesting. And these runners finding their leaf shears and their gravel at different spots. Danny committing to this river for this gravel patch, and I think he's going to go shear this tree off to the side. Whereas Oxy is already cranking out the golem. No, Danny not shearing that tree. Opting for the one in the village, sure. A little bit out of the way. Gets the leaves. And Danny, remind you, still has no flint from that gravel grinding, which means Oxy obviously will get the same rates, but could potentially be bad for Danny if he did it in sort of an awkward situation. So yeah, Oxy just grabbing 3-4 and going to grind that in a portal. Could be just a couple seconds of time loss that adds up. I don't even know where our lava pool is. If I'm being honest, I don't know where these runners are going. Danny gets the flint. Oxy actually not grinding in the portal, grinding on this grass and stuff, but she gets it as well. And Danny somehow pulls ahead in the seed, going a little bit out of the way for the gravel, killing the golem way later, but pulls ahead on the enter. Oxy fully floods. Is there enough lava?
Oh no. 3.
There's got to be. If there's none under, it could just be fully over.
It could be.
Ranked
You
filter
could go
does
for
guarantee
the blacksmith.
2 lava pools. I think Oxy's just going to find another lava pool. Ranked filter does guarantee at least 2.
Oh,
So
right
there's
here.
another one
Okay.
here. But it's just that's time loss, nerdy.
That's time
Pretty
loss.
sizable time loss as well.
And also, the momentum, having lost the last seed, I feel like that kind of mistake can be kind of frustrating. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Lots of time loss and mental damage, like you said. Just gotta keep it together and just chalk it up to dumb mistake, be able to focus back in. As Danny's mining the chalice next to the fort. And we see left side triple. Potential for Donkey Kong route. Some very exciting stuff.
This I do really like this Donkey Kong route, though. I mean, it's definitely partially because the name, like I've said before, but it does actually seem like interesting and unique and different.
It's a good route. Danny cranking it. Could potentially be a hoglet in the way, but I don't think so. In the moment. Eating to be safe. Not a bad play, a little slow, but definitely would rather be safe than die. I will say that. And Danny carrying all these pigs over to the left triple.
Boom.
Oxy not doing Donkey Kong route, actually. Doing standard left or right to left triple shenanigans. Not sure if she made a misread on the triple on the right. I don't know. Still getting a pretty sizable amount of piglins, though. Danny is going to have a little bit more, but I'm not sure if it's going to save him that much time. And Oxy was able to trade slightly faster with not doing Donkey Kong route, all that setup. So could be a little bit closer than we think. And we know the fort is just a couple pearls away. Literally, I think 2. So very possible that Oxy catches up some time here off of Danny. Yeah, Danny still has to trade a stack of gold. Not looking great. No obsidian from the single. Need 5 more obby from these trades unless we want to play home portal. And we're running out of things to overlap. It's going to really come down to pig count now. 17 obby for Danny. 15 for Oxy. They're just going to be waiting for 20. And then triggering pearl hangs. I know Danny has one hung. I'm not sure if Oxy does. 19 obby for Danny. Just needs one more trade. There it is, 20. Gonna unhang that pearl. Oxy on 16 just has to sit here and wait. Committing to home portal in this situation is not the move. But the lack of, the excess amount of pigs from the Donkey Kong route could entirely make the difference in this seed. 19 obsidian has to now wait for the 20th still. And we know it's going to come soon, but it's just still more time loss that just stacks up and up. And Danny looking for the spawner here.
Yeah.
Starting to just solidify the lead he has in the seed. But he does need to find the spawner, and he does. Can't really get blazes and a crimson without a spawner. It looks like
There's a blaze
nice
bed
little
from Danny.
elevated blaze bed. Yep. Oxy can find the spawners a little bit faster. Oxy finds a different spawner. Definitely faster, though. So made up a pretty good chunk of time there. Blaze betting maybe, only 15, 20 seconds apart as opposed to the 30 to 40 that they were split up leaving the Bastion. So we'll have to see how it goes. Nothing crazy going on here. Both runners are going to have explosives for 0. So rod rates look not good for either runner. Both on 3 rods. Can't misplace an obby. Neither runner does. The stress of having exactly 20.
Yeah, can't misplace anything. I guess unless you have a diamond pick.
Danny on 5 rods. Danny on 6 rods. He's going to leave.
Boom.
Is Oxy going to go 4, 5, 6? We know they drop back to back to back. There it is. Very, very close match. Oxy on 5 rods. This next plays will drop. Danny is already measuring.
Yep, and then she goes on the portal. Danny's turn.
87% for Oxy, and she's just going to send that offset. 17, 42, it looks like. What are Danny's offsets going to be? He's not sending. Going to throw 2 eyes. So Oxy's going to be able to leave early, and I think it's going to be that first offset. Oh, it's not. Or Danny, I'm sorry, I'm mixing them up. I think Danny's going to get screwed up here. Oxy throwing 2 eyes to get 100%. I think, unless they're at extremely separated spawners here, it's possible Danny could miss. off of this 87%. Should be a 600, 700 block miss in the overworld. It's possible. I don't know. Their spawners were separated, but we don't know the nether chords of Oxy's travel. Yeah, completely different strongholds here. Danny's in.
Wow.
Different strongholds, though. Different spawners, different strongholds, both max distance. And it's instant after Danny.
Oh my god. Is that could just decide?
He's got the
right
food.
there.
He's got 5 beds, 2 anchors. If it's zeroable, it's going to be over. If he clutches. On the playoffs rematch, Danny all the way back in season 1 with a 3-0. Looking to make his match record 2-0 against Oxy. Needs to hit back cage. Very easy 0 here. It's going to push to 95. Has the blocks for it. First bed was not too good, but he's got 8 explosives, I think.
Looking good so far.
Looking like a very clean 6 bed. And that's going to do
there
it.
There it is. Wow.
Danny clutches it. Wins seed 2 and 3. That's happened 3 times now today out of our 6 matches.
That's
carries
crazy.
the momentum. Our second upset. And Danny moves on to next weekend.
That's crazy.
Just well played. Was just slightly ahead the whole seed. Donkey Kong route really pulled it together there. I say that, and he's only ahead entering the fort by 3 seconds. So, like, it's just watching it is what it felt like. But, I mean, maybe it could be entirely attributed to 30 seconds in the overworld from Oxy flooding the lava pool and having to go to the other one. It's very, very unclear. But then he just played consistent. Had a good 0 there as well. Saved a little bit of time on the stronghold. It was different strongholds, so his nav was, I think, a little bit easier. First time today that we've seen different strongholds. Very good stuff. I think we can look at our bracket picture as we close out the last couple matches of the day. We have Silver Hacks coming up. And then to end off the day, Dougal versus Manji. And we will have our round of 8 quarterfinals set for Saturday next weekend. See who gets to move on, gets a shot at the Season 4 trophy, the $5,000 prize pool, and most importantly, the pixels on the ranked profile that show up as trophies when you load in to play somebody else on ladder. You can see their little trophy.